more girls here than anywhere in the world, and we play rock and roll. All we do now, we don't like add in. Some clubs will play a little bit of rock and roll. We play only rock and roll. I like the girls that come here.
All right, we're on Disco Acid Cult TV. I'm a little bit late tonight. I'm by myself tonight, too. I don't have Annie. I think Annie is. I was going to joke and say Annie's having a baby, but I think someone in her family is having a baby, is what she said. So, just me tonight. I actually have some things to talk about tonight, surprisingly. Usually I get on here. It seems like for weeks now I've been getting on here with just nothing to talk about at all and kind of relying on chat. And then I realized, why don't you go back to the old formula and actually bring some shit to talk about? So we're here, we're on, we're live. I already forgot I was going to do I was gonna try messing around with God, if I can even find it. The problem is that my microphone on the computer is behind my camera, so I can't see it. I was gonna try messing around with a new intro. Maybe changing my voice to this, if anyone can even hear the difference here. I start off talking. This is gonna be, if I ever switch over to only audio, this is gonna be my radio voice. This is what it's gonna sound like. Great title for the show. I am gonna talk about that here in a second. It's not gonna take long. I just have a great idea for the world. Let's go back to regular. Look, I've been listening to Sabrina Carpenter for a lot of today, and I just realized that she just needs to get naked. All right, I guess it's not like she needs to get any more famous. She doesn't need any help with her fame and popularity. But if she would just get naked, I mean, it would be like the biggest thing in the world. And I don't know how she would do it. She can't do it at one of her shows because it's half 14-year-olds. You know, I don't know. Like she just needs to go full Sydney Sweeney and just get naked. Looks like Hillary Clinton. That's blasphemy. Absolute blasphemy here.
Your pussy will perish with you in hell!
I don't even know what to say about that. That's terrible. That might be the worst thing anyone's ever said in this chat, that she looks like Hillary Clinton. Well, first of all, young Hillary Clinton was kind of hot. Young Hillary Clinton was kind of hot. I understand what Bill was going for. When you see those pictures of her and Bill in college, I kind of get where Bill was coming from. Obviously, when she got older and started looking the way she does now and like started eating babies and shit, I understand Bill stepping out on her. I mean, I guess Bill's eating babies too. So I guess what's the point? Sabrina Carpenter will age like shit. Well, no, because in like the next 10 years, she'll get a bunch of lip filler and shit. So she'll look like shit when she gets older. God, imagine that. Think about all the celebrities we have today, what they're gonna look like. Not only in 10 years, but I'm talking like 20, 30 years. Like look at how badly Madonna has turned out terribly. And I fucking love old Madonna. Like 1980s Madonna, there's nothing more hype. Like Into the Groove, one of the greatest pop songs of all time. But Madonna today wearing those fucking ears on her head talking about how we need to blow up the White House. Yeah, Megan Fox is an exception. She is absolutely an exception. I did save a news story, actually. Megan Fox by the way, this is, like, the state of the world, that this is, like, TMZ breaking news. Megan Fox has blocked Machine Gun Kelly on Instagram. The Megan Fox Machine Gun Kelly relationship, I think, might be one of the worst things to ever happen. Like, Machine Gun Kelly showing the world that you can look like him and act like him and pull a girl like Megan Fox probably did a lot of damage to our society, especially because a lot of people don't realize that, like, money has a lot to do with it. Like, Megan Fox would never get with a guy like Machine Gun Kelly if he wasn't rich. Like, if that was the case, then I could get Megan Fox. If Machine Gun Kelly wasn't rich and he pulled Megan Fox, that would mean I can get Megan Fox. Like, I'm not a looker, but I am certainly on par with Machine Gun Kelly. I don't care what anyone says. I've never even had a hair transplant, and Machine Gun Kelly absolutely has. Everyone's seen that picture of him from, like, way back in the day. When he had no hair. Oh, well, I guess he had hair, but he was losing it. Like, this is what I'm saying. If this is natural Machine Gun Kelly, then I'm absolutely on par with this guy. And that's, like, the worst thing you could do. Like, when your hairline starts going like that, don't get a fucking mohawk. Why would you do that? I always talk about Charles Manson and his hairline. One of the most atrocious hairlines of all time, yet he grows his hair out and becomes one of the coolest guys of all time. That's what I keep telling Dixon Cider to do, grow out your hair. Dude, guys with bad hairlines are always overreacting about everything. It's the dudes who start losing it on the crown. Those are the guys who have it bad. Guys who lose their hairline, bro, grow your fucking hair out. Look like Charles Manson. You know, it worked absolutely wonderfully for him. Like, Charles Manson is the greatest example of all time that guys with bad hairlines can still pull. You can have a bad hairline and you can convince dozens of girls to come back to a ranch with you and have orgies. Yeah, the Trump speech is on. Where do I find it? I'll pull it up. I will pull it up. Speaking of that stuff, Jim, I wanted to bring something up with you later, but, yeah, where can I find that? I wonder if it's streaming anywhere. It is streaming somewhere. I just have to wait for the ad. Think about how 2026 of a sentence that is. I wanna watch the president's live speech, but I have to wait for the ad.
Hate to say that, but we were a dead and crippled country after the last administration and made it the hottest country anywhere in the world by far with no inflation, record-setting investments coming into the United States over 18.
Can they I've never understood how they can just say stuff like that, like he can just get up here and say that, like, there's no inflation. Everything's going great. Like, I think it should be illegal. I mean, I get that there's gonna be, like, opinions, you know, like, there's going to be opinions on how things are going, but when you're outright saying that, like, "Oh, inflation there's no inflation," literally says there's no inflation. Isn't that kind of like an objective thing? Like, you can objectively prove that there is inflation, so, yeah, I feel like they shouldn't be allowed to say that. And that's even just, like, coming from me, like, fucking retarded. Like, I don't know what's going on, but I know that this is retarded.
$18 trillion and the highest stock market ever, with 53 all-time record highs in just 1 year.
It sounded like he said oral time records.
It all positioned us to get
It sounded like he said oral. Like, every time he says the word all, he says oral.
rid of a cancer that has long simmered. It's known as the nuclear Iran, and they didn't know what was coming. They've never imagined it. Remember, because of our drill baby drill program, America has plenty of gas. We have so much gas under my leadership.
We have so much gas. That's going to be a great sound clip.
We're #1 producer of oil and gas on the planet without even discussing the millions of barrels that
The millions. I want him to say all again because he keeps saying oral.
we're getting from Venezuela. Because of the Trump administration's policies,
I think he's just lost all of his aura. That's like the main thing I always point out. Like, even if you didn't like him in 2016, you have to admit he had aura. Like, I never liked him, but I always got why people liked him. Now I don't even get why people like him. There's just no aura. The guy's got no aura. The guy's flat now. The guy basically just seems dead to me.
produce more oil and gas than Saudi Arabia and Russia combined. Think of that, Saudi Arabia and Russia combined. And that number will soon be substantially higher than that. There's no country like us anywhere in the world, and we're in great shape for the future. The United States imports almost no oil through the Hormuz Strait.
He said oral. Okay, anytime he says the word all and oil, he says oral.
And won't be taking any in the future. We don't need it. We haven't needed it, and we don't need it. We've beaten and completely decimated Iran. They are decimated, both militarily and economically and in every.
So does that mean we're done there? Like, he literally just said we've beaten Iran. Like, he's declaring that we beat them. So are we done there?
Other way, and the countries of the world that do receive oil through the Hormuz Strait must take care of that passage. They must cherish it. They must grab it and cherish it. They can do it easily. We will be helpful, but they should take the lead in protecting the oil that they so desperately depend on. So to those countries that can't get fuel, many of which refuse to get involved in the decapitation of Iran, we had to do it ourselves. I have a suggestion. #1, buy oil from the United States.
Well, he said those that refuse to get involved with the decapitation of Iran. It's because I don't think anybody really, like, nobody really needed to. Except for our greatest ally.
Of America, we have plenty. We have so much. And #2, build up some delayed courage. Should have done it before. Should have done it with us, as we asked. Go to the strait and just take it, protect it, use it for yourselves. Iran has been essentially decimated. The hard part is done, so it should be easy. And in any event, when this.
Well, what does that mean? He said it's done. We beat them. They're decimated. Now the hard part is done, so it should be easy. I don't know. Am I stupid? Like, am I not getting what he's saying? It sounds like he said we're done. We beat them. But then he's like, oh, now it's going to be easy. What do you mean easy? I thought it was done.
This conflict is over, the strait will open up naturally. It'll just open up naturally. They're going to want to be able to sell oil because that's all they have to try and.
I'm going to try to work that line into something about talking to girls. It'll just open up naturally.
And rebuild. It will resume the flowing, and the gas prices will rapidly come back down. Stock prices will rapidly go back up. They haven't come down very much, frankly. They came down a little bit, but they've had some very good days over the last couple of days. We've done actually much better than I thought, but we had to take that little journey to Iran to get rid of this horrible threat. With our historic tax cuts, where people are just now talking about receiving larger refunds than they ever thought possible, they are getting so much more money than they thought. That's from the great big beautiful bill. Our economy is strong and improving by the day, and it will soon be roaring back like never before. It will top the levels that it was a month ago. I've made clear from the beginning of Operation Epic Fury that we will continue until our objective.
I do gotta be honest about one thing. Operation Epic Fury is a great name. If I was gonna start a band today, 2 names on the list of potential band names would be Operation Epic Fury. Another one would be the Columbine Kids. I've always wanted to start a band and call it the Columbine Kids. Remember when he said everyone was getting $2,000? Yeah, I never got my 2 grand. What's up, Triple E? Thanks for hanging out, lurking in the shadows. Yeah, I never got my 2 grand. But tell me how cool the name the Columbine Kids is. Like, if you heard a band, if you heard there's this new fucking rock and roll band called the Columbine Kids, dude, you know you'd be checking that shit out.
Objectives are fully achieved. Thanks to the progress we've made, I can say tonight that we are on track to complete all of America's military objectives shortly, very shortly. We're going to hit them extremely hard over the next 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to bring them back to the Stone Ages where they belong. In the meantime, discussions are ongoing. Regime change was not our goal. We never said regime change, but regime change has occurred because of all of their original.
Wait, what? Regime change is not our goal, but it just, by the way, it just happened. Just a coinky dink that it did happen.
Leaders' death. They're all dead. The new group is less radical and much more reasonable. Yet if during this period of time no deal is made, we have our eyes on key targets. If there is no deal, we are going to hit each and every one of their electric generating plants very hard and probably simultaneously. We have not hit.
Dude, that would be the worst band name of all time. Your biggest fan would be Ed Kemper, for sure, though.
Hit their oil, even though that's the easiest target of all, because it would not give them even a small.
I'd rather watch Ed Kemper talk. Now, speaking of Kemper, I'd rather watch Ed Kemper talk than watch this guy talk right now.
All chance of survival or rebuilding, but we could hit it and it would be gone, and there's not a thing they could do about it. They have
Grip, stability.
Bro, how am I getting ads during a speech by the president? How is this even possible? This should be illegal. It should not be legal to get an ad while watching the president talk about doing gay shit.
obliterated with the B-2 bombers have been hit so hard that it would take months to get near the nuclear dust, and we have it under intense satellite surveillance and control. If we see them make a move, even a move.
I'm not actually that committed to this.
Move for it, we'll hit them with missiles very hard again. We have all the cards, they have none. It's very important that we keep this conflict.
Dude, I'm not using fucking Brave browser. You don't need to use it to stream, but you could use it to watch YouTube videos on the stream. It wouldn't even work because when I share my screen, I share it by tab. And if I shared the whole page, it would do that weird shit where it shows, you know, it like becomes the never-ending portal. So I have to just keep using Chrome for screen sharing.
In perspective,
Oh. It's not that much
this is
longer.
a true investment in your children and your grandchildren's future. The whole world is watching, and they can't leave the power, strength, and brilliance. They just can't believe what they're seeing. They leave it to your imagination, but they can't believe what they're seeing, the brilliance of the United States military. Tonight, every American can look forward to a day when we are finally free from the wickedness of Iranian aggression and the specter of nuclear blackmail. Because of the actions we have taken, we are on.
I don't want to download an ad blocker because I'm scared of viruses. I have an irrational fear of like viruses on my computer, and I don't have money to buy a new computer if I fuck up this computer. Yeah, no, he's definitely just rambling. I don't know what he's talking about, a promise to your children. I don't think there's anybody that's down with this guy. Like, I don't think there's anybody left that's down with this guy except for, like, Steven Crowder.
The cusp of ending Iran's sinister.
And I've not seen, usually I will check out Steven Crowder clips just to hear him, like, justify what Trump does, and I have not checked up on him talking about this thing with Iran. I'm curious to hear his justification for it, because Steven Crowder is one of those guys that will bend over backwards to justify anything that Trump does.
Threat to America and the world, and I'll tell you, the world is watching, and when we do, when it's all
Yeah, the world is watching us do a bunch of gay shit.
over, the United States will be safer, stronger, more prosperous, and greater than it has ever been before. May God bless the men and women of the United States Armed Forces, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you very much, and good night.
Yeah, I don't know. This guy's gay. He's got no aura. I don't care. I don't care at all. Dude, I just don't even get, like I said, I don't think there's anybody that's down with this shit. Like, I've not stumbled upon any, like, political commentator that's, like, particularly down with the Iran war, except for, like, I guess Ben Shapiro. I don't watch Ben Shapiro, so I don't know what he says, but I'm sure he's got an opinion about it. All right, there's this. Oh God, this is gonna turn into. Hold on, I'll save that one for later. I was gonna bring up. Jim, I think you actually sent me the story, and then I coincidentally scrolled across it. The stripper. This says there are U.S. troops that are telling her a bunch of shit. They're like telling her a bunch of military plans and shit. This one I can speak to because I did date a stripper. And I can 110% believe this story. What I actually can't believe is this girl's face. Like, the fact that this is the stripper that they're telling their secrets to is a little bit ridiculous. Like, bro, I guarantee you there are hotter strippers that work at the strip club in San Diego where she apparently works, but whatever. Maybe they're freaks in San Diego. But yeah, guys absolutely will get lap dances from girls and just start telling them crazy shit. They will just start telling them crazy shit. My ex-girlfriend used to tell me that, there was this older guy that would come in, and he would always talk about how she reminded him of his daughter. He'd be like, "Yeah, I have a daughter that's just your age," and it's like, dude, why the fuck would you say that to a stripper giving you a lap dance? Like, why are you talking about your daughter during the lap dance right now? And then there are people that will get lap dances and they literally just wanna talk. Like, they just kinda wanna sit and talk. I mean, it's therapy to these guys. So, yeah, I can totally see troops coming in, giving secrets to a stripper. But like I said, this stripper being the one that is getting the secrets, that's what's bizarre to me, you know? San Diego? Dude, there's gotta be hot strippers in San Diego. What are you guys giving this one money for and telling her military secrets and shit? This girl also has, like, 900,000 followers on Instagram, apparently, which I think is crazy. I don't know. I don't see the appeal here. I'm just saying. Uh, this is certainly no Sabrina Carpenter. The next one I had, of course, was the transgender lawyer. I don't know if anyone saw that, but I thought that was great. Yo, what's up, Francis? The stripper on Instagram is annoying as shit, and I didn't know she was a lesbian. Why would you tell your secrets to a lesbian stripper who's not even hot? That makes no sense to me. Alright, but everyone tell me you've seen this clip of the transgender lawyer. This transgender attorney gets arrested for throwing a hissy fit, and then when they're arresting her, she starts yelling, "You need to get a female officer. You need to get a female officer." And everyone's commenting like, "Oh, she turns back to female real quick when it gets serious."
Stop! Stop! You interrupt me one more time, you are being held in direct contempt of court, and
Yes,
you can
ma'am.
wipe that smirk off.
I don't have a
your face.
smirk on my face.
Oh, yes, you
I
do.
do not.
I am not going to tolerate this from you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Fill out the request, get the form from our corporate office. You interrupted again.
Hell
Do
yeah.
not throw your...
I did not throw. It fell off the bench. Please stop stating things that are not true, ma'am.
Hit her with the gender. Hit her with the stop stating things that are not true. Just hit her with the gender.
You've got a room full of witnesses.
I do. I put it down. I did. I put it down and it fell down.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're out of line.
Yeah.
Of course.
I guess so.
Okay. If I push that...
Or maybe
button-
because I'm a transgender
Wait, Francis, that's a different one. You mean there are multiple of these transgender attorneys running around?
attorney practicing all over the state.
I don't know what you are.
You do, ma'am.
W to the judge for saying, I don't know what you are.
It's not that you do.
I don't know whether
You do,
you're
ma'am. You
transgender,
do. You
other
do.
than you have just now
No,
advised me,
ma'am,
and
you
that
do.
doesn't-
Get out of my face, sir.
You may step
Get
back.
out of my face.
You should leave this county.
Get out of my face. Get out of my
These
face.
people are my friends, and you're being ugly.
And get out of my face.
This is the best part. This guy right here, the bigger cop, you see him start going in for the arm bar.
Why?
Because you're in direct contempt of court. and I
He
think you-
shouted at me. No, I'm not being. You
Right here, yeah, right there. You see him start reaching. Oh, this is awesome.
Walk that way.
settle down. Do not grab me. Do not grab me. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? You're hurting me. You're hurting me. You just kick me. You just kick me. Don't kick me. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Hit him with the I can't breathe.
Your pussy will perish with you in hell!
Dude, it's gotta be like it's like an emote at this point.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Put your hand behind
I
your back.
cannot breathe.
This dude's hitting him with elbows.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Somebody call 911. Please. 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 I don't. Get a female officer now. Get a female officer now. Get a female officer now.
That's the best part. That's the best part. Screaming, get a female officer now. Get a female officer now. I wish one of them would have asked why. Why do you need a female officer? Sir? Why is it that we need to get you a female officer?
Oh, stop.
Oh my god. So yeah, this is a whole law firm, like an LGBTQ law firm. And I don't know. I don't care. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. It's just like, yeah, it does sound like an exorcism. I think it's hilarious, like the calls for equality, but it's like, bro, then I'm gonna open up a straight law firm. Like that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to open up my own straight law firm, and it's gonna be a law firm where only straight dudes are allowed to work. And then they'll argue back with that's how all law firms are. And it's like, no, there's no law firm that is a declared straight law firm where only straight people are allowed to work or whatever. It's like, you don't need to slap that in front of everything, the fucking LGBTQ law firm. And dude, who is hiring the LGBTQ law firm? Like, who gets in trouble and is like, yeah, I better call an attorney. Oh, I better call the LGBTQ law firm. That's what I need, or are these like public defenders? Oh my God, could you imagine getting like a DUI? And you go to meet your public defender and it's this chick. It's this chick with the beard. Imagine you're like in court while you're on trial and this happens in front of you. This is your public defender. You just plead guilty right then and there. Just say, you know what, fuck it, fine. Like I'll go to prison. It's not that big of a deal. I'll go to prison. Just get a female officer when you come and arrest me, please. Yeah, that's the funny thing about shit like this. They'll say a private company can deny service to racist people, but if I denied service to certain demographics, the government would shut my restaurant down and probably arrest me. Yeah, you would definitely be shut down. I mean, doesn't it all go back to the gay cake thing? The gay wedding cake? That guy that wouldn't make the wedding cake for the gay wedding or whatever. I'm telling you, I saved a lot of great stuff this week. Did you guys see this one? The guy with no arms that apparently shot somebody. This guy has no arms and no legs. It's like a crazy story. I actually have. Let me get the actual video because Annie sent it to me on my Instagram, and I should have. Check out the Stephanie Muller. I'm telling you. Okay, yeah, I gotta check that one out. Can I find it on Instagram or should I go somewhere else for it? Hold up, we got a new Lily Phillips post. She's with 2 dudes in ski masks. That's what I'm talking about. Real quick, let's sidetrack really quick. Let me go check this out. You know, I'm a big Lily Phillips fan. I gotta pull this up whenever I get the chance.
Here's me before.
Oh, I did not realize I wasn't screen sharing this whole time. I hope nothing popped up.
Here's me before I get a train ran on me.
Hell yeah, observe. Everyone, just so you see, this is her before she gets the train ran on her.
And here is the aftermath.
It doesn't look that different.
Here's me before I...
You know what I don't get is these girls, they do these gangbangs with these guys in ski masks, and they look like fucking ISIS beheading videos. Like, I would just be terrified to be in a room surrounded by a gang of dudes in ski masks. Like, that would kind of get me out of the mood. Seriously, they look like those cartel videos you used to find on, like, heavy.com or whatever. Or out of the 100 bakeries, the gayest one to the one. Okay, yeah, now we're talking about the gay cake. Yeah, that was like one of the worst stories. Because that one was just a bummer. YouTube or Instagram. Let me look up Stephanie Muller, public defender. Oh, yeah, I've seen this one. It's the one with the huge tits. Yeah, I couldn't do the ISIS beheading video gangbangs. That shit would terrify me to no end. Here, let's pull up this, yeah, I remember this. This video was going around for a while back when it came out.
Okay, let me check on that.
So we were talking May 6th?
Dude. I wish I could zoom in on this. I don't know why it's so small. She has no tits. Lily Phillips. Yeah, she's got... Dude, I would fuck Lily Phillips. I would 1,000,000% fuck Lily Phillips. I actually should hit her up. Get this off my stream. Hold on, it's quick.
8:45? That works for me.
All right.
Do I need to sign anything?
No.
Just out of your...
Yeah, but Lily Phillips is way hotter than Bonnie Blue. And Lily Phillips was actually first. I don't know if you guys remember the story. That was the story. Lily Phillips came out one day and announced that she was gonna fuck 1,000 dudes. And then, like, a couple days after that happened, Bonnie Blue came out of nowhere and was like, I did it. Here's the video. Like, I feel like she kind of stepped in and stole her thunder. Lily Phillips was the original I'm gonna bang 1,000 dudes. And then Bonnie Blue actually did it. Lily Phillips banged 100 dudes and then cried. And it was like in a documentary, like she cried after it. And people were like, dude, why is she doing this to herself? Bonnie Blue does look like a demon because she looks like she's 42. Lily Phillips is actually hot. Like, I will admit that I think Lily Phillips is really hot. I've also seen a video of Bonnie Blue getting pissed on by like 4 dudes. Like, I literally saw the video. It was like after a gangbang. One dude pissed on her face and in her mouth, and then one dude like pissed on her pussy. That's a good tongue twister. And yeah, I have seen, they were very hydrated dudes. That's my proof that I did actually see the video. I can tell you they were very hydrated.
Just met her. She's got the right idea about things.
Oh my god, that voice.
Really smart. She sounds like she's got the right idea about things. I really support what she's up to, and I think it's fabulous. How about that?
God, she's accused of, what is it, criminal trespass?
In the first degree, yes.
Is she innocent or guilty?
She's innocent, of course.
Dude, yeah. Jim's right. We got to get this guy off our screen. Yeah, Jim, I predict that in the next 10 years, not only Lily Phillips or Bonnie Blue, it's going to be like an epidemic. Like in the next 10 years, there's going to be like hundreds to thousands of girls that are going to come out and say they were pressured into doing it. They were forced to do it. They were tricked into doing it. The Mexican chick that I always talk about that flaked on the live stream, she posted, she commented on some post, some girl talking about like, oh, sex work, we need to respect sex workers. And the girl that I know was like, nobody ever talks about the systems of oppression. That's her favorite catchphrase, the systems of oppression. She's like, nobody ever talks about the systems of oppression that force women into sex work. Mind you, this girl has an OnlyFans herself. And it's just like, it's absurd. In the next 10 years, there's going to be like an epidemic of OnlyFans girls that are going to come out and talk about how they were, pressured into doing it, tricked into doing it, forced into doing it, lied into doing it. What's the word? What's the big buzzword? Gaslighted. That's good. Oh, I was gaslighted into doing OnlyFans by the patriarchy. Yeah, no, it's in the next 10 years. All girls are going to turn into Lana Rhoades and Mia Khalifa. I think those are like the two queens of that movement, like doing porn, making millions of dollars, and then crying about it and saying, I didn't want to do it. Well, they talk about oppression, but no one can ever explain what the oppression is. Like, again, the girl that I know that loves to talk about the systems of oppression that are holding her down, she'll never tell you what it is. Like, she'll never tell you in what way she's oppressed, like how she's oppressed, who's doing the oppress. Well, it's men. That's the answer. It's men are doing, just all men, just men in general. I'm holding her down right now as I speak. I don't know how, but I am. Jim, as of right now, Jim, you are oppressing her somehow, in some way. You are contributing to this system of oppression that is tricking girls into doing OnlyFans somehow. And then I'm like, okay, well, you've got it all figured out, right? You claim that you know that it's the system of oppression that's forcing you to do OnlyFans. So why don't you not? I don't actually think she's active. I think she doesn't upload anymore or something anyways or whatever. But it's like, okay, so you've got it all figured out. So why don't you do something about it now? Jim, I have a great movie trailer that I think you'll enjoy. It looks like there's a movie coming. Oh God, I don't even want to show you this. There's a movie coming out, and it looks like it's about a group of black women that go around and rob stores. And they're like the heroes of the movie. I literally don't even want to show you this, but I have to.
Camera out. Let's go live. You know the egregious theft that's been happening at my stores. The boosters take my clothes because they're low-class urban bitches.
Christy Smith knows we exist. I call it triple F. Fashion, forward, philanthropy. I know how to spell philanthropy. Branding, though.
For that, you're a raw-ass, make-it-happen hustler.
Give it to me. It's mine anyway.
In fashion, humanity is our canvas. But the Velvet Gang is reducing our margins. I can bob and weave.
Christy Smith stole my design.
What?
If she stole your design, we gotta get it back for that. I have a plan. Together, we empty out every single metro designer in the Bay Area.
We gotta take what's ours.
We should coordinate.
Well, what are we waiting for?
They're taking everything. It's not even that yellow in here anymore.
You okay?
It's time to get loose! It's time to get loose!
All right, I may get a copyright claim for that, but whatever. But yeah, boosters. That's what they're called in this movie. I mean, yeah, I think it literally is a movie about black chicks that go around and rob stores, from what I'm getting. And everyone's like all hyped on it. Oh, this movie looks so colorful. It looks, and yeah, I don't. Are we like out of ideas for movies? The thing is, that's funny is a lot of these movies that are coming out nowadays, they're movies that actually could have been really cool movies in the 70s. Like, a lot of the movies that come out that are about, like, like the badass female leads, all that stuff was really cool in the 70s, like The Big Birdcage with Pam Grier. I think I mentioned that one on a recent stream. All those women in prison movies where, like, women break out of prisons and shit, like, the exploitation films of the 1970s, or even something like Charlie's Angels, like, the 70s and the slashers of the 80s, there is a way to have, like, badass chicks in movies. If you showed me a movie from, like, 1974 and said it's about a group of girls they're burglars, they break into stores and shit, that would probably be pretty cool. But the way they do it nowadays, yeah, they're written terribly. Um, they, like, don't help. Okay, you're not helping the stereotypes by making a movie about black chicks breaking into robbing stores. Like, why would you even do that? Why who thought this was a good idea? Like, I'm almost convinced that Hollywood, they talk about how, like, people on the left and the right, they'll sometimes go so far that they'll circle back around. Like, is that where we're at? Have they circled back around and now they're making movies about black chicks stealing stuff? I wanna know who thought this was a good idea. And then, alright, the last one I had specifically for Jim. Jim, I don't know if you saw that clip of that guy who stole from the tip jar at a hot dog stand. There's this Turkish guy who owns a hot dog stand, and he live streams all the time. And, this black guy walked up and he stole money out of his tip jar, and the guy's mom came back and paid the guy his money back.
I think. Oh my gosh. It was slow today. I say, let me go home. You guys keep coming. You like
So this is the guy in the background he's gonna take the money right here.
the onion, yes? Onion?
Yeah, all right.
Right here.
Onion. Yeah.
How much is it so I know what to put in?
Sorry?
How much is it?
Second cheese is $10.
10?
Yeah.
Alright, give me a sec. Let me run my card. I'm about to say I want extra everything.
Okay, sir. Okay. Did he stole the money? Did he steal or not, guys? I couldn't see. Anybody, guys? I think he stole the money.
That was a Turkish food truck streamer named Musa that got robbed on his stream in Baltimore. So he calls the cops and reports.
So I actually watched the whole video, and the most frustrating thing about the video, I actually ended up kind of not siding with the Turkish guy either, because he calls the cops, and when the dispatcher was asking, okay, I need a description, what race was the guy? The Turkish guy literally would not say he was black. Like, you could tell he didn't want to, like, because he was live streaming. So you can literally tell he doesn't want to say it on a live stream and get called racist or something. She was like, yeah, so what did the guy look like? And he was like, well, he was dark skinned. And the dispatcher was like, okay, so was he Hispanic? Was he Asian? Was he white? Was he, and the guy just kept going, I don't know. He was dark skinned. Like, it was super embarrassing. I don't know. He was dark skinned. And she goes, so was he black? Was he Mexican? And he goes, I mean, he was dark skinned. I can show you guys the video. He was like, can I send you the video? Like, he just did not want to fucking say that the guy was black. And it was like, bro, there's literally nothing wrong with describing the guy that just robbed you. Yeah, the suicidal empathy is, like, going to be the death of, like, the fucking country at this point, I'm convinced. One of the first things I ever talked about on the stream was I said if 9/11 happened tomorrow, and I mean, like, an actual 9/11, like, if an actual group, you know what I'm saying, if an actual group of, like, Middle Eastern terrorists hijacked planes, and if actual 9/11 actually happened tomorrow, all of the people in our country would like side with the terrorists. Like I fucking guarantee it. They would all side with the terrorists. They would say that we deserved it. They would say, "Oh, don't, if there was some invasion from some other country, all the white college girls would be like, "No, don't stop them. Like that's their religion. That's what they, it's fucking ridiculous."
It's the robbery. Then a few days later gets a surprise visit from the thief's mother.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you? A little while ago, a young man came to your stand and took a tip jar. I'm his mother.
Oh!
How much did he take?
It would have been awesome if she goes, "I'm his mother," and he goes, "Oh," and she goes, "Yeah, fuck you," and then takes more money out of the tip jar.
Like something I couldn't pay attention.
And he doesn't even want to tell her how much money.
What do you think he took from you?
I see the first. I couldn't see the second. Is
how much do you think he took?
Bro, tell her he took a fucking $100.
About $30. But you don't need to pay.
No, I'm gonna pay it because my son wasn't raised like that.
Why he is doing that?
I have my suspicions. When she says my son wasn't raised like that, well, obviously he was. Like I hate to say it, but obviously he was.
I don't want to ask, but
no. Listen to me. My son wasn't raised like that. My son drinks, and when he drinks, he does stupid stuff. I want to pay you back because you don't deserve to be stolen from. You're here to do a service. I appreciate it. He took it from your tip jar. $30 go back to your tip jar. God bless you.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
It's okay. I'm sorry. I put my son in treatment. I pray he stay again.
She says the guy's in rehab. Yeah, I wonder why it wasn't the dad that came back. I wonder if, I'm surprised nobody commented and said, I wonder if she's doing it because she knows it was live streamed. Like, I don't want to take away from the heartwarming moment, but I do wonder, and I would say this for any fucking, person and mom in this scenario, I wonder if it wasn't live streamed, would a mother have showed back up to put money in the tip jar?
Get some help, but I want you to be okay.
Can I come and hug?
Of course.
And then they hug. Yeah, he comes out and gives her a hug, and it's a big hullabaloo. Dude, I need to find that fucking video of the armless guy shooting the guy. That's what I really wanted to do. That's what I was going to talk to Annie about. Dude, I don't know who this is. But I will gladly take the repost. Somebody just reposted my comment on a story for some reason. Dude, I'm trying to like comment on more people's stuff now, just because Instagram says that's good for like your engagement. But me being me, I'm commenting on like OnlyFans girls shit and just like Instagram girls stuff. So it's funny because I know what's gonna happen is like white girls are gonna see my comments and then they're gonna be like, "Oh, that's a cool name. I'll check out that page." And they're gonna come to my page and see me talking about, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking hit a girl over the head with a crowbar and take her out to the back roads," and they're not gonna like my page. All right, let's see. Let me find this fucking post so I can send it to myself. And then pull it up on here. The post about the fucking armless guy. Dude, Annie and me send each other way too many reels. So I'll have to scroll just like an infinite fucking amount of oh, here we go. I already found it. Never mind. We're good. Don't go away. To, I think, probably the one person that's watching this. Is there anybody else here on Kick? My thing keeps telling me that some people are stopping by. If you're here on Kick, talk some shit in the comments. Tell me something you don't like about me already. Whatever it is. Yeah, here it is. This is just a good video because this girl laid out the whole story. Jim, that was an April Fool's post. He's not actually... Yeah, no, that was an April Fool's Day post. I also don't even think A24 would work with Rob Zombie. And I don't think I'd really want them to. I don't like your streams because you're black. Well, you know what?
You are fat. You are a joke. You are stupid.
All right, this girl lays the whole story out pretty well.
If you wanted to take the vehicle.
I asked you to get off of my property.
Because you were asked to be nice?
I asked you to get off of my property.
I will never know peace because of this case. I will never know peace because every time I think I'm making some sense of it, something else comes up. So for a recap, a man with no arms and no legs in La Plata, Maryland, was driving a vehicle that had 3 passengers, all of whom had their arms and legs, but chose to let the armless, legless man drive.
Yeah, that's the first red flag. I almost think this story might take a twist. Like, I'm not sure this guy actually shot, because it's got to be physically impossible for this guy to pull a trigger, right? I mean, this guy has no hands. The guy has no fingers. They're literally stubs. Like, I understand people can do, like, amazing things, like people with disadvantages. But shooting a gun? I don't even think there's a way for a guy with no hands to pull a trigger.
And then
like driving, sure, I'm sure there are devices or whatever they can use to help them drive. Like, I'm sure he can push the pedals with the stubs. Maybe he's got some kind of a cane or crutch that he puts under a feet to reach the pedals. And then the steering wheel, you can kind of push the nubs against the wheel to turn it and stuff like that. But pulling a trigger, I don't know about that.
At some point during this drive, the armless, legless man pulled out a gun and he shot and killed the passenger in the front seat. And then he asked the 2 passengers in the back seat to help him get the body out. And that was the point at which they chose to use their arms and legs to get out of the car. And so then the armless, legless man drove to somebody's house and dumped the body in a front yard and then drove away. Now, the police don't understand how this happened. They can't.
So I almost think that somebody else actually shot the guy. Disformed women is my favorite category. I couldn't watch anything like that. Although I have sworn off the pornography. If I was going to get back into it, I just have to watch basic white girls. That's just like my favorite genre. Like your Riley Reeds, your Abella Dangers. Adria Ray was my favorite when I last left off. Gina Valentina was my favorite for a while. She's, I think, some kind of Mexican, not Mexican, some kind of Latina. I saw Gina Valentina live at a strip club before too, in my ex-girlfriend's work. Gina Valentina. God, I can't talk. She came in and did a live performance. She had like a kiddie pool and she was splashing around in the water up next to the pole. And I had a poster that I got, but my ex-girlfriend's mom made me throw it away. That was kind of a bummer. I wish I still had that. I would have it right here behind me if I still had it. God damn, I wish I still had that fucking poster.
They can't figure out the mechanics of it all. But what you just saw is a clip from the ex-girlfriend of the man who had no arms and no legs. And mind you, this man was also a professional cornhole player. He's doing a lot of things.
Yeah, that's a big curveball.
He said, I could do all things through Christ who strengthened. Maybe we shouldn't bring Jesus into this. But anyway, he's doing things. And at some point, the American Cornhole League released a statement and all this and said, we are not going to comment on an active investigation. And I'm confused as to why they spoke up in the first place. First of all, I didn't know the American Cornhole League existed until all of this. Y'all could have stayed quiet.
Yeah, that's basically it. I think somebody else pulled the trigger. I don't believe that guy with no arms pulled a trigger. Like, you want to drive a car, that's fine. You want to play cornhole, that's fine. But pulling a trigger? I don't know about that. How does that even work? When do you literally use your dick? Do you literally use your fucking wiener? That guy probably has his wiener probably looks big just in comparison to the rest of his body. I've literally been saving pictures of Sydney Sweeney just because they're great. I might do another ranking soon. Me and Dixon Cider, I might have him do I might do another live stream. That was still my most successful live stream to date, was the ranking pictures of Sydney Sweeney, where I just kinda collected, like, 80 pictures of her, and we just kinda ranked them all from S tier to D tier. None of them were D tier, of course, they were all, like, A or S. Some of them I even got pretty into and would say like, "Oh, this picture reminds me of a picture you would take with your girlfriend on a Sunday afternoon after going to Michael's Arts and Crafts." Dude, she's a fucking 10. Like, anybody who like, you see those people all the time. The people that try to say Sydney Sweeney is not even that hot. Oh, she is mid. You're objectively retarded, and you're trying to be a contrarian. It's like people that say they don't like the Beatles. That's a little different. People that say they don't like the Beatles, I believe that they're just people who haven't heard the right songs yet. People who say they don't like the Beatles, I think they're usually just people that they've probably only heard, like, "I Wanna Hold Your Hand." And they just make up their mind that all the Beatles is like a generic swing band from the they're like a generic jukebox pop band from the '60s. You just haven't heard the right songs yet. You gotta be introduced to Nowhere Man, and Your Bird Can Sing. They haven't heard any of the deep cuts. But the people that say they don't think Sydney Sweeney's hot, they're literally just trying to play contrarian. Fizz from the Discord, he tries to say that Sydney Sweeney is mid, or, like, not even hot at all. And, obviously, that's just the funniest thing in the world coming from fucking Fizz. No, she's objectively hot, and I've said it before. Sydney Sweeney's tits are everywhere, like, you can see them in every show she's been in, every movie she's been in, but every time you see them, like, they never get old. They're like the gift that keeps on giving. Every time you see her tits, it's like seeing tits for the first time ever. That's what Sydney Sweeney's tits are like. It's like seeing tits for the first time in your life. It's like being fucking 15 and you get into the porta potty with that girl that lives down the street from you, and she takes her shirt off, and she takes her bra off, and she sets it down on the floor of that porta potty, and she says, "Do you want a blowjob?" And you say, "Yes, I might as well." That's what her tits are like. It's like being 15 all over. I feel like a teenager. I feel like I'm 15. Dude, like, might as well be, like, in a time machine. I always say that whenever they figure out time travel, music will somehow be involved, but I also think Sydney Sweeney's tits will somehow be involved. Whenever they finally discover time travel, when they built the first time machine, Sydney Sweeney's tits are gonna be involved in some step of the process in getting you back in time. They are that powerful. They are that magical. I didn't create these things, I'm just telling it how it is. Sabrina Carpenter also needs to get naked. Dude, I don't even know what you're talking about when you talk about, look, here's what I'm gonna do. I think I did used to have a bunch of pictures of her saved too on my Twitter, but they're way too far back, so let me see if I can find any, no, of course, when you just look up her name, not like all of the best pictures come up or anything. But it's legitimately crazy to say that Sabrina Carpenter is not hot. What do you think about, in my opinion, underrated, what do you think about fucking Hawk Tuah Girl? Dude, I would 100%. I would gladly accept a Hawk Tuah from this. Talk about really falling off, though. I mean, everyone knew it would happen. Everyone knew she was gonna be like a 15 minutes. But yeah, talk about falling off. She really disappeared. Yeah, it's true. Even without the tits, though, I still would with Hawk Tuah Girl. I still think she's a a strong competitor. even without him. But the fact that she had him all along, that was a big, you know, a big well-kept secret until she decided to start posting them. Alright, since nobody's here, marrying a 4 or 5 the nice rack is a goal in life. Dude, to me, my ex-girlfriend was a 10, and I'm always gonna be devastated about that. Jim, I just recently learned about the bubonic plague. That's what I was gonna mention to you when there's no one else around. I just recently learned about the bubonic plague and how a certain population of people, like, just so happened to not get sick. I'm still kinda new to it. I'm gonna talk about this more with Protomax because he likes to talk about this stuff and he knows more about it. Yeah, I just recently learned that fact, that they didn't get sick. And what's funny is that ChatGPT will tell you that the reason they didn't get sick is because they had better hygiene than everyone else. ChatGPT will literally tell you, "Oh, it's because they were cleaner than everyone else. That's why they didn't get sick." I had a great time with ChatGPT for that, like, 5 minutes that I was talking to him or to it. Once in a while, I get some random question about ChatGPT, and I'll just pop off with a weird one. My history looks very strange in that app. This popped up. I don't know why they used this picture, of course. Same type of people who poison water wells during. Yeah, that's what the thing was. It sounds like they were poisoning wells during the Black Death. And so Europe, you know, the rest of Europe came to them and said, "Hey, why are we all dying and getting sick, but you guys aren't?" And then ChatGPT said Europeans tortured them and forced fake confessions out of them. And I was like, "Oh." So whenever ChatGPT says stuff like that, I interpret it as, "Okay, so they got actual confessions out of them." You know, that's how it actually went. Yeah, ChatGPT gives you a really hilarious answer if you look up why they were expelled from over 100 countries. That's what I looked up, and that's when I got onto all this. It's like the funniest fucking answer. I told you I'll bring it up. I'm gonna bring it up on Monday with Protomax next Monday. I have the ChatGPT answer saved in my phone because I know he'll get a kick out of it. It was fucking hilarious. And just the fact that it literally said, yeah, they were clean. They were cleaner than everyone else was just a bunch of fucking dirty rats. That's why they all got the Black Death. But these people were just clean and everyone was jealous of them. One of the things that ChatGPT said was that a lot of the reason that they got kicked out of countries was because of their banking practices. And it tried to say that the reason they were bankers is because they were so discriminated against that the only jobs available to them were the bankers. Like, it literally tried to portray them as like, "Oh, poor them. They had no choice but to just control the money. Nobody would give them jobs or treat them as equals, so all they could do was control the money. It wasn't their fault, that's the only thing they could do." It was fucking hilarious, dude. I saved this only because I do have to admit, when I was 17, that's when I lost my virginity. I remember having the conversation with myself in the mirror that I'm 17 now and it's time. Like, I was getting scared that I was gonna be one of those people that, like, didn't get fucked until I was, like, in my 20s or something. Luckily, I got a girlfriend at 17. Not my first girlfriend, I'd had plenty of girlfriends before then, I just never had sex with any of them. But yeah, luckily I at 17 met a girl. Her name was Carly. By the way, Carly, first girl I ever did. And she was a champ. I was, like, super nervous to do it for the first time, so it took me, like, months to do it with her. So she would just blow me. Like, for months straight, we would just it was just we'd make out, and then she'd blow me until I finish, and then that was all we would do. And then finally, I got the guts to fuck her, and then we started fucking. But, I still look back on her fondly. I still appreciate her for basically being patient while I gathered up the guts to actually fuck her and blowing me all the time. Because that, like I said, that was it. That was just all we would do. I'd come over, we'd make out, she'd blow me, and she would get nothing in return except for I guess a warm meal, if you could say. But yeah, dudes being 25, not losing it. I don't know why I closed that out. Dude, I couldn't even imagine, like, the misery of being, like, 27 and being like, "Yeah, I've never fucked a girl." It's gotta be terrible. At this point, I've been down bad for so long that I think I classify as an incel. Or, I mean, incels, I guess, are technically virgins, but, I haven't done it. I did it it's probably been a little over a year or maybe around a year. I did it with a girl that I used to have a thing with one time, like, a year or so ago, and then before that, the last time I did it, was doing it with a girl kinda consistently I was, like, 28 or 29. I'm 32 now. So if I didn't do it that one time last year, it'd be like it'd be like 3 or 4 years since I've done it. You know, I haven't done it yeah. I just haven't had a thing with a girl in a while. And I can't do that. Well, actually, the girl that I did last year, that was the fat bitch. My friends kept telling me, "Sometimes you gotta take down a 3 just to gain your confidence." But that lowers my confidence is the thing. Doing it with a fat chick, that it doesn't work like that for me. You know, people always say that, "Sometimes you gotta take down a 3 just to boost up the ego. You gotta take down a fat girl." Just I it does it lowers my confidence. It makes me feel worse about myself. You know, especially once you're done, you talk about that clarity. It's like, "Oh god." You know, and I'm really not into fat chicks. Like, I am incredibly anti-fat chick. You know, and I always talk about when I was 15, I had the spontaneous pneumothorax. I had a lung collapse, and the doctor told me it's because you're too skinny. There was no reason for that's the spontaneity of it. And so ever since then, I realized doing it with a fat chick could be life or death for me. You know, that's a sure way to get a lung collapse. You're doing a fat chick, she wants to get on top, shit pops off, starts getting heavy. I got another lung collapse. And if my lung collapses again, I got to get a steel rod put in my chest. And I guess once you have a spontaneous pneumothorax, they say there's a 50% chance of it happening again in your lifetime. If you smoke cigarettes, it goes up to like 70 or 80%, which is funny because I immediately started smoking cigarettes after that incident in my life. But okay, just don't let her get on top. But if she's a fat chick, she's going to be calling the shots, dude. I weigh like 150 pounds. That's the thing. Yeah, that's the other thing. I can't do it with a chick unless I'm the man. I gotta be in charge. But if it's a fucking whale, what am I gonna do? Tell her no? Dude, what if she fucking jumps on me? You can never be too careful with fat chicks. If they wanna call the shot, dude, they'll call the shots. Don't let her get on top. Dude, the fat chick from last year, it's this girl that, um I was probably like 27. I had a thing with this girl and she was really hot and we did it a couple times. We hung out for a few months and then we stopped. She had a boyfriend the whole time. And then last year she hit me up. She was like, "Do you want to hang out?" kind of out of the blue. And I was like, "Yeah, for sure." And I think I talked about this on Instagram. She hit me up out of the blue. It'd been a couple of years since I'd seen her. Keep in mind, she has another boyfriend at this time, but whatever, that's never stopped her. So she picked me up at the time in her car. I get in the car and I look at her, dude, she's fucking fat. Like, she was skinny as shit when we were doing it, when we got our thing the first time, and then, like I said, haven't seen her in a couple of years. We meet back up, she's fucking fat. I'm like, "Oh my god." And not only is she fat, but she was wearing, like, booty shorts is what we used to call them. I think girls call them boy shorts or whatever, just those short shorts. Not denim or anything, literally just like a pair of, like, cotton short shorts. And she was straight up, it was like a men's extra large Hanes t-shirt or like a Fruit of the Loom, and it was just like a navy blue t-shirt, and it must have been like a double XL. Like, like, I hate to even say the word because I'm not one to complain about how people dress, but she looked like a fat slob. Like, she legitimately looked like a trailer trash fat broad in her fucking double XL Fruit of the Loom navy blue t-shirt and just like some, you know, generic pink short shorts. She looked like shit. So then I go to get us a room, right? We did it in a fucking hotel room. And I made her wait in the car. I said, sit in the car. I'll go in and I'll get us the room. And the lobby had a bunch of people in it. And we were in a college town. So it was probably a bunch of college kids and shit. And when I went back out, when I got the room, I went back out to the car to get her and I made her walk around the back. Like I took her in through the back. I think what she thought was that I somehow didn't pay for the room and like didn't want to tell her about it, which is funny because it'd be like, how the fuck would I get the key? Obviously. But yeah, she obviously was like, she was kinda like, "Why are," you know, she didn't ask, but I could tell she was thinking, "Why are we going in through the back?" And I was like, "Because you look like a I think there were, like, sweat stains on her shirt, dude, like, it was that bad. That's the kind of stuff that stuff ruins my confidence, that's the thing. It doesn't help me, it makes it worse. I'm like, "God, I could have been," you know, I could have been at least, like, pursuing a girl that I'm actually attracted to, but now here I am with a girl that I straight up have to walk in through the back of the hotel. She wasn't even all that fantastic at it. A lot of the problem is that my ex-girlfriend was just, like, the best at all this stuff too. Like, I try not to get too vile on the live stream, especially talking about this one particular ex-girlfriend, but the one, Calamity Jane, like, everything she did was peak. Everything she did was perfect. And when I say everything she did, I mean everything I wanted she did. I could have shit on her chest if I wanted to, is probably, like, the best way I can word it. It would've taken a little convincing, don't get me wrong, she wasn't a fucking whore, but whatever I want, I probably could have shit on her chest if I really wanted to. And so now I've been consistently worried in my life that I'm never gonna find, you know, "Oh god, I'm never gonna find a girl that lets me do that," or, "I'm never gonna find a girl that lets me do this." Or, "I will find a girl that lets me do that, but it just so happens that she's also done that to 100 other guys," you know? Yeah, I didn't realize how unlucky I was. Ex my I met Calamity Jane when I was 21 at the tail end of 2014, and then, we broke up in 2019. In 2016 is when stuff started getting really fucking gay. But I wasn't really aware of that because I was on drugs, you know, we were kinda living separately from the real world. Like, I wasn't really paying attention to all of, like, the politics stuff and all the social stuff. And then I find myself single at the fucking age of 26 in this world where it's like, now you can't say the word whore, now you can't say the word retard, now you can't say the word faggot. Now girls don't like it when you do this, girls don't like it when you do that, girls think it's racist if you say, like, I didn't realize that, like, I really fucked up when I lost my ex-girlfriend. Like, I cannot state that enough. Now, no fingers in the ass. We talked about this. I have a buddy that thinks it's not gay if a girl fingers your ass because it's a girl, and I told him it's gay. No, no way. I need to just make a new background for the stream. It's gonna be like this picture. Like, every time I stream, it should just look like, I mean, I would put her where Sabrina Carpenter is on the stream right now in the background. I need that fucking girl to actually hit me up so we can, like, actually start doing work and shit, or she can start, sending me pictures to use for the channel so I can start making, like, brand pictures and shit and, like, you know, promotional pictures. She's really pissing me off. She hit me up again earlier this week and is like, I'm totally down for tomorrow." Um, and that was on Monday. And then I just haven't heard from her since then. Like, I'm never gonna get these fucking pictures of this hot Mexican chick. You suck dick with your asshole. No, I think it was Ed Kemper that talked about, like, I don't know, he said something about, he said something about, like, doing it in the ass is, like, super easy because it, like, sucks in or something. Yeah, dude, if I could get this girl to hurry up and hit, like, start doing work. Hold on, I got a picture of, like, what it would look like, what the channel would look like if she would hurry the fuck up. Honestly, I don't think she's ever going to at this point. Like, I think she just, like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I would say, like, she's just being too nice, but she's the one that hits me up. Every time I post on Instagram and say, "I need a hot chick to do some work with," like, I wanna use pictures of a hot chick for the brand and stuff, she always replies to them and says, "Yeah, I'm super down. I think that'd be awesome. That sounds like a great idea," blah, blah, blah. So it's like, I know she's not just being nice because she's the one that hits me up and says this shit. Yeah, like, this would be the profile picture or something along these lines. I want a more inappropriate picture than this, but this is like an example of what I would edit something into, and it'd be this chick, and she's hot as shit. The "Don't tell your friends," that's definitely gonna be the channel, like, I guess, the motto or some channel or things have, like, a catchphrase or, like, a motto. It goes, like, underneath the logo, Disco Acid Cold TV, "Don't tell your friends." Yeah, no, but she just is just fucking flaky as shit and just will not hit me back up. And she's always like, "Yeah, I've showed her these pictures." She's like, "Your editing's awesome. I'm gonna take new pictures that are gonna look like this and look like that, and you can use them and edit them and blah, blah, blah." And I told her to come on the live, and she's like, "I'm totally down to come on the live stream. I'm totally down to do videos with you. I'm totally down to do this and that and blah, blah, blah." And she likes fucking everything I post, and she's constantly hitting me up and responding to shit and saying she's down. She thinks it's super cool. And then, like, the day comes, and it's like, dude, she just flakes again. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But there are not a lot of girls that follow the Instagram. I even looked it up. Protomax was like, "Yeah, she's probably never gonna hit you back up. She's gonna keep flaking. So why don't you just go through all your followers and find another girl that's down?" And I was like, "What do you mean another girl that's down?" Like, if I go to my insights on the Instagram, let's see. Followers. My following on Instagram is 87.9% men and 10.3% women. And it's 45.7% ages 25 to 34, and then 36.6 ages 18 to 24. That's a good age range, actually. I got people from 18 to 34. But yeah, literally 10% of my followers are girls. I've not seen one there are 2 girls that follow the channel that I know of that are attractive, and this is one of them. The other one is the other Mexican girl that sent me that voice message about me showing her my dick, which I did finally do, by the way. I did send her something. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I may never get to use a picture of a hot chick for the channel, which is terrible. It's like all I need. It's all I want. I just want a hot chick to use for the logo of the channel. On a video, Sweeney's boobs bouncing out as a gift. Oh, yeah, you're fucking right. I even know of a clip that I think I could use. I'd have to censor it, though, because it's her actual tits. Wanna see your boobs. Are you saying the girl on screen right now? 'Cause, I mean, yeah, I do too. That was the funny part. I was talking to Protomax about it. I was like, "If we ever did actually do this together," I say work together, um, I would have to, like, you know basically think of and I think she knows what I want, but I would have to think of a way to say, "Okay, I need you to take a picture of yourself in your underwear," basically, without making it sound like I'm just being a weirdo and wanting pictures of a girl in her underwear. But I do want pictures of girls in, you know, minimal clothing. But I like girls as, like, artwork. I know that's cheesy, but, like, how a lot of Rob Zombie merch has his wife on it, girls make, like, for cool designs, like, the girl from Suspiria, I've got a shirt with her on it. I've got the shirt with the the 17 probably I think year old girl from New Wave Hookers from 1985. That's like one of my favorite shirts. Yeah, absolutely. Like, I'm always half joking, but I'm also half being serious when I say that if you have a hot chick on your channel, it's credibility. Like, at the very least, you will get people like, dude, if this was my logo, people would probably click on the channel and then be bummed out that it's not this girl on the stream, that it's me. But at least people would click on the channel and stop by and check it out. But yeah, no, just Mexican girls are flaky. You know, the Sydney Sweeney tits bouncing. Yeah, I know exactly because there's an episode of a show, I think it was an episode of Euphoria that she was in, where a guy throws her on a bed and they bounce. And I could probably get that video and I could censor them with like, I could put the logo over them and then I could use that for the background. I just pulled up I literally have nudes of her in another tab right now. And it's pretty much just like I said. It's like seeing tits for the first time. Even if I have to use a still picture, I could do that. And just put the logo right over the middle of them. Dude, I think I literally have like a whole fucking like I didn't even realize how much I saved. Yeah, we got to do a ranking stream for sure again. I might even try to do it this Friday. The problem is that they're all S tier. This one might get like an A tier because her face isn't in it. That's a good example of what wouldn't get an S tier, actually. That's S tier. This one I'd actually say A tier, just because she's covering up her face with those goggles things. I mean, yeah, S tier, S tier, S tier, S plus tier, S tier, S tier, easily. I think that was just on the last one. Top one, S tier. This one, S tier. S tier. S. And we'll go A tier, just because there's no tits or ass, but her face is also, like you could do the ranking. The last time I did the ranking, like the most people that have ever stopped by the channel stopped by. And a lot of people were like, what the fuck is this? Because everyone thought it was funny, but yeah, we gotta do another ranking stream soon. Even if I have repeats on, like even if I have some of the same pictures I had last time, but I'll try not to. I'll try to have all new pictures. Let me see. I actually damn near want to pull it up. Probably gonna get off of here in a minute. I got nothing else to conquer, but let me run by, try to pull up the old stream that I did. It got pulled down on Twitch. I got like suspended from Twitch for a day for doing this, which was ridiculous because there's no nudity in this. It's just Sydney Sweeney. Why does it look like that? Your commercial too much? Oh yeah, the stream before you came around, Jim, the stream used to start off with like a loading screen like this, and then The Mexican chick I talk about that thinks that women are oppressed into doing OnlyFans, she had a song that I used for the intro. It's a short song, but it gets pretty good. I mean, yeah, this was literally the intro for a while. I don't think posting this on TikTok would do anything. I mean, it's literally just a picture with some static and a song. And I have a lot of songs that I could use. I used to use different songs for this intro. I had a lot of songs from local bands that I used to play shows with. You know, stuff that's not copyrighted. I had a song from Jordan Blake from Sky That Drive that I got from. Can't remember who gave it to me. It was after he died, though. The Zoomer Waffen would eat up it. It's like this. I mean, this logo I always liked. This is the Straight Satan's logo, the biker gang that Charles Manson was kind of in with. This was the Straight Satan's logo. I think there's something in the eyes, like some symbol or something. I just blacked out the eyes though. But I guess maybe I could post something like stuff like this on TikTok, like for the secondary post of the day. You know, I usually do one main post a day. I could do like a secondary post just in case it doesn't do well. Our community is formed. Yeah, I know. I don't even have a community yet. You know what I mean? Like, you need subscribers first, right? Like, still me talking about how I have no subscribers. Like, once I have like a right, you're looking in the tits area. You know, everyone knows what we're looking for. Everyone knows what we're looking for in these pictures. What's wrong with me on Proto Max? No, Fizz is still complaining about I don't know, me not wanting to, I think it was me not wanting to hang out in the Discord because there's not a lot of people in there. Great picture. But we'll put it in the D tier. We'll put it in the D tier. Damn, I forgot I gave her actual D tier posts. Or pick oh, Witch's Brew. Witch's Brew has not come by in a while. Witch's Brew is a subscriber on the channel that I haven't talked to in a long time. I think she's a girl too. Witch's Brew was like the only girl that used to come in chat. And we'll go from there. Jenna Ortega with the dark makeup reminds me of Thor version American Beauty. Jenna Ortega is also really hot. I've never seen American Beauty. I would do a ranking of her, a ranking list, but that gets a little dicey because she's been around since she was super young. And I don't want to like accidentally include a picture of her when she was like 17 or something. Beauty. I don't even think I knew who Thora Birch is. I might have to check that out though too. Yeah, Jenna Ortega definitely does the Tim Burton thing very well. Dress, but that's kind of what I like about it. It's just a fucking dress. Like, it's just a pink dress. You know, it's not any kind of oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, this is S tier. Like, I'm worried this might get me kicked off of YouTube. YouTube might strike my video for pulling this picture up. And actually Twitch struck my video. S tier. right? No one's gonna disagree. Fizz, you might try to disagree with me just because you like. Yeah, Fizz spent the whole stream talking about how Sydney Sweeney's not hot. Like to disagree with me for fun, it seems like, but this is S tier. I don't even need to say anything about this. This is S tier. This is a picture you take of your girlfriend, actually. You know, this is one of those pictures where you and your girlfriend are just sitting around, and you take this picture of her. So this is for sure S tier. I don't even think there's debate, right? Like no one's gonna argue with this. I'm hoping no one argues with this. I mean, to me, this is one of the most obvious choices. Like I said, the next few pictures are S tier. I might have to force one into the A tier just to get some diversity going. Because we have the same, like Witches was talking about. He likes brunette Sydney Sweeney. We do get some brunette Sydney Sweeney. She's in a different room, like wallpaper. Want to wear the mustache and glasses disguise. Totally accept you as one of our. Paper and Ashes. I think that was a random person that stopped by because everyone wanted to come by and see the Sydney Sweeney pictures. Our own. Do you smoke? What do you smoke? I of your girlfriend. Oh yeah, this is when I got like super into it because I swear to God I had a picture of my ex-girlfriend looking like this and I got pretty gay right here. And I know everyone's gonna be like, why? It's just her sitting in a car smiling. Dude, this is that picture. This is a heartbreak picture. All right, so this is a picture. Right on, Jim. Thanks for I was gonna say champing out, but that sounds like chimping out. Thanks for champing. The only champ of the chat tonight. I'll have to send you a picture of my balls as a reward or a present or a thank you gift. I'm getting off here in a minute too, anyways. Where you and your girlfriend, it's like a Wednesday afternoon, you're both off work, you got nothing to do. So you go to Michael's Arts and Crafts because your girlfriend likes to do arts and crafts, right? You're just killing some time, you got some money. There's Polaroid cameras there, right? They got cool Polaroid cameras. Your girlfriend wants a Polaroid camera, so you buy her one or she buys one or whatever. Well, now you guys just have a Polaroid camera. So now fast forward to like Sunday night, you know, it's date night. You're going to go see a movie or something. You're both off work again. Now you just have a Polaroid camera laying around, you know, whatever. And you guys get in the car to go to wherever you're going. And you take this picture of your girlfriend, right? Just because you have a Polaroid camera. So you're whatever. You just start taking pictures of stuff. You take this picture of your girlfriend. The Polaroid comes out. You're like, oh, yeah, you look real pretty. You know, you admire the picture, you and your girlfriend laugh about it. You throw it in a notebook and you throw it in a drawer and you just kind of forget about it. There's just this Polaroid of your girlfriend. And what happens though is it sits in this drawer and 5 years later, you guys break up. And once you break up, you're heartbroken, you're devastated, you're going through all your stuff and you find this picture, you find this Polaroid picture in that drawer 5 years later after she's broken up with you. And this becomes the picture because it's kind of just like one of the only pictures you have. Like you've tried to delete a bunch of pictures off your phone and get rid of stuff, but you find this in the drawer. So now this becomes the picture that you hold on to. Like this is the picture that you like now have, you know, on your, like some, like in a drawer in the nightstand. Like this is the picture that you won't let go of. This is that picture of your ex-girlfriend in the car. And it's just one of those random pictures that was taken on a Sunday night. So, yeah, this is going immediate S tier. Yeah, absolute S tier. Even the pictures like this can be S tier. Doesn't have to be a nude to gain an S tier ranking here. We're honest about this stuff. All right, I'm going to get out of here. Jim took off. Francis took off a long time ago. Francis does that. Francis stops by for like 15, 20 minutes. And then he gets out, which is totally fine. People don't have to announce that they're leaving. I'm gonna go outside and smoke a bunch of cigarettes.
500 cigarettes.
So I'll hit the outro. I'll get the fuck out of here. I'll be back on tomorrow night. I don't know about Casper. I don't know. I haven't talked to him, so I'll text him tomorrow. I'll see what's up.
And we're all here today to groove and have a beautiful time together, and that it's only the beginning. Sometimes I think I'm drunk and then I realize I am drunk. Sometimes I think